Too often, we are too quickly to assign a label or a judgment to a situation we perceive as unpleasant or as hurtful. Let me give an example. Let's say you hung out with several friends, but for some reason, those friends decided not to hang out with you anymore. They never gave an explanation to you, and you were thinking, this is quite effed up. Why did it treat me like this? You're left with questions that don't receive an answer, and you think, what's going on? But 4 months later, when you're reading the newspaper, you hear that several youngsters were arrested for kidnapping and drug possession. And when you read the names, you think, hold on a minute, they don't write the last names of the suspects in newspaper. They only put the first letter of the last name. They give the first name and the first letter of the last name. So when you read the names, you think, hold on a minute. Those names sound like the people I used to hang out with. And then you ask around, and it's true. Those friends of yours were arrested for kidnapping and drug possession. So what really happened? You had a relative praying on your behalf, and you knew that relative was praying on your behalf. You were not praying that much. That was your error. But the prayer of that relative worked out in your favor. That prayer caused a division between you and those people. And because of that, you're now free from the dangers they are involved in. Because those guys, if they go to jail, they'll encounter rivalry in jail. If they don't go to jail, in the streets, people will think that they've snitched, and that's why they're still on the streets. So they are in danger. And because you're not associated with them anymore, you are not in danger. So what happened a few months earlier when they dropped you, even though it was a wrong thing on their part, it was the prayer of another believer working out. That prayer caused them to project their trash on you and to leave you. That projection wasn't the right thing for them to do. But that prayer triggered them against you so that they would drop you. And because they dropped you, now you're not associated with them. So now that they are in destruction, you're free from it. But at the time when it happened, you were so hurt, you were so upset. Why? Because you assigned a judgment and a label to a situation you perceived as painful and hurtful without checking the context. And that is what believers often do. We don't check the context. It can also be the other way around. That something happens that's really a trap, but you fall for the trap because you judge the situation as pleasant and beneficial without checking the context. It can be that, for example, you have a guy called Jeffrey, and he's quite introverted. He doesn't talk much with people, and he meets a girl, or better a woman, who is the same as he is. And they have a lot in common. The main thing they have in common is that they are very shy and they are very introverted. So this guy tells one of his colleagues about this, and the colleague tells him, Jeffrey, don't you see this as a trap? You're introverted, you don't know how to relate to people well. That's a defect you need to work on. It's something you need to be delivered from. Now you get involved with a woman who has a similar defect as yours. Of course it's going to feel familiar because you're both operating in the same defect. So now you have two defective individuals enabling each other's defect. How is that going to help you? How is that going to benefit you in the long run? What happened here? This Jeffrey didn't put things in context. That's why he judged something in a favorable way too quickly. Because if he would have examined the context of what was happening, he would have realized, I can't rejoice about this because it's not from God. This is a distraction. So don't be too quick to judge a situation based on appearance. You shouldn't judge only on appearance to begin with. Always check the context. Well, that's it for now. Keep it in Christ and be at peace.